Alright guys, a poor folk meal. Pretty much anything you can grow in your yard or catch in the wild. You know what I mean? We went and caught some fish, picked us some berries out back. Now they really haven't got the berries from the store, but you could pick the berries from out back. But anyways, we're gonna cook you guys up some Bernie style stir fry. This is Captain Bern over here. Say what's up, Bern?
What's up?
You guys come back in 2 and 2. We'll show you guys how to do. We're gonna cut the commercial real quick. Don't go nowhere. Chef Burner boy,
Chef B-Dog.
called me up and said, yo man, I have got the fucking best stir fry you've ever had, you gotta try it out. And we were just so happened to be on the boat, called some groups and was like, you know what, get her done, try something different. So Chef Bern's gonna show us all a few things today and we're along for the ride just like you guys are. Alright guys, we got about 7 or 8 Florida blue crabs right here. It's good for about 5-6 people, making a couple crab cakes. Let me show you what to do next. Got some Bern. What is the next step? I'm acting like I know what the fuck's going on here.
Well, the next step is we want to add the eggs so we don't get our mix to be too dry. So.
How many eggs you can add?
Well, I'm gonna go with 3 eggs. We're not really measuring right now, so I'm gonna
3
go
eggs
with 3
is about
eggs, and then
two heaping handfuls of crab meat.
If it looks too dry, then I can add more egg in the future if I want to.
I feel you can't take it out though, can you?
Right, you can always add, you can never take away. That's one of the #1 rules in cooking, is that you can always add ingredients. You can never take an ingredient out of something. You know, you always have to make sure that, you know, you don't add too much. Like salt. If everybody can sympathize, you've been at somebody's house and they've added too much salt to something and it's really frustrating.
Been there, done that. I feel you, it is frustrating.
And then
I beat up a guy on the ride home one day, just walking
and then you end up drinking too much because
frustration.
I can't even crack this egg on this bowl. This is
I was on you have a hard time.
ghetto here.
You got this hard countertop right next to it.
We're catching ghetto style right now, folks. All right, let's just crack it on the side of this cutting board. These free roaming eggs are a little harder than your.
A little harder to crack.
Yeah, you gotta be a little more diligent with these eggs.
Or not a stone. Cut that.
Like I said, 3 eggs. We're on our 3rd egg. 1, 2, 3, go.
This is your brain.
Also making
this is
sure
your brain on crab cakes.
We got now. If you have problems with getting shell in here, I recommend
that you just don't do it
taking a bowl and opening the eggs into a separate bowl, just in case you get any shell in there or anything like that.
Did you just get shell in there?
No, I'm the master of cooking.
So
I don't have to worry about
next step is do I put the breadcrumbs in there?
No, we do not use the breadcrumbs yet. Relax.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever seen like
we never run a rush,
but they're usually
Do you have my knife over there? I'm a man without a sword. Here we go. I need my sword.
Cooking shows are usually like a little bit like.
Now this is the theme of this meal here. This is your basic fish seafood meal, but what we're going to be adding here is a kind of a secret ingredient is a little fresh jalapeno. We're going to be adding it to the green beans as we stir fry them, the zucchini and the squash, and then we're going to add a hint of the jalapeno to also our crab cakes. So we're just going to cut off the ends there. We don't need that. And we can leave the seeds in there. A lot of people think you have to take the seeds out. We want to keep the seeds in there. It gives it a little more hotness. Now you can either slice these up. Now for the stir fry, I'm going to slice these up. And for the crab cakes, I'm going to dice them to a fine.
Slice and dice, son. Slice and dice. Slice and dice. Bernie be slicing dice and all day long. Need to give my man Bernie over here some poop nan.
These
y'all ladies out there want to, you know, donate some poop, you can always hit him up at Bern Nan, Poop Nan, Bern Nan at THECATCHERMEN.com, and he'll take care of that dish for you.
Yes, the man with the plan.
Poop Nan and Bern Nan, I like that.
Poop Nan, Bern Nan. Now I'm finally dicing these here for my crab cakes. And if you have a food processor or something like that, you could just throw them in a food processor. That's a little easier. You don't want to have to sit there and be as diligent as I.
Wake me up when dinner's ready, dog. That little tidbit nicklet you just.
Sometimes cutting the fresh jalapeno can be dangerous. You always want to make sure that Wash your hands afterwards, always before you cook, of course. And you don't want to touch your eyes, nose, mouth, or some of you guys out there or girls out there, you don't want to have to use the bathroom in a hurry and forget.
All right, girls, we got some fresh basil. Anybody can grow basil. So we got some fresh basil. You cut off the stems, and then I like to just go through. Let's get a little more of the stems off of there. Try not to get any finger in our dinner. And then basically just go down the line and just cut it up. You don't want to go too small because otherwise it'll just disintegrate into your dish. So keep it to where it's manageable. What you doing over there, cakes, and just to make it look pretty, much sprinkle some on the top. Who knows what to see at the end.
To make our crab cakes. Yeah, to make our crab cakes a basil fresh delicacy. Because fresh basil comes great flavor. That's what I always say. Anything fresh, fresher the better. And this is really quite simple. It only takes you.
Doesn't get any fresher than caught less than an hour and a half ago.
Well, I always like to keep a little trash bowl over here like Rachel Ray. I learned that from that hot girl. I think she does need a set of Diacos though. If we got time, we might let her on our cooking show. I doubt it.
It was only, this is for D-list celebrities only.
We're smushing our crackers for crab cakes.
That's how I beat it, folks.
Making crab cakes.
So much fun. If you got any little kids, let them get in here, get involved. This is where you get the kids involved. They love it. Making a mess. All kids love making a mess. All right, Bern, where do you want? Where do you want the crust? Where do you want the crust? In the bowl?
No, wait. We gotta measure things. We're getting too crazy over there.
We are professionals here. I thought we went by the two.
Slow down.
I got a two.
We're not working with butter yet. Here, we're just making crab cakes, okay?
Just make love to it. This is all the ingredients.
Yes, that's all our ingredients for a crab cake.
Just what dive in, make love.
We need to add our basil. Here's our fresh basil.
Add some fresh basil. You guys saw us chop that up earlier.
We also need salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. And then what? Just dive in? Do I want to give it a good mush or just a toss?
Go ahead and mix it all around before we put the crackers in there.
Am I giving it a heavy mush or a light mush?
We're just mush it all around. Get it all mixed together. That's the point. We want it to be mixed together.
I don't mind squishing it though. It's not going to mess up the consistency of the meat or nothing.
No, you want that all to mend together. You want it. That's why we call it a cake. We want it to just be like cake. We want it all to come together. Gotcha. It's all be cakey together. We want to
think togetherness.
Cake form. Yes, think togetherness. We want all our ingredients.
Are we missing? We are missing an ingredient. We're missing breadcrumbs.
No, not yet. Well, we want to mix that up first. So the crackers. See, we want to mix that up first because I called you a cracker. That's what I called it. We want to mix that up first because we want all the flavors to get into the crab. Because if we put the crackers in first, then it'll take up a lot of the juices that were going to come from our ingredients that we put in there, like the egg and the jalapenos. Let's go ahead and throw our crackers in there. One sleeve. See how that looks. Right beside the dough, right next to you.
Alright guys, this is the breadcrumb mix. We use Ritz crackers because they're just freaking delicious. And we're going to mix this in here until we get a good consistency, and then I imagine we're going to cake them up.
Maybe the wire... Need a little help? Click here to run the setup wizard. Motherfucker. You don't have some kind... It's not fucking gay. I'm not... Fine.
Alright, so we've already got our filet cut out. We've got our fish cleaned. And this is what we have left here. Nice clean grouper. We want to check for any bones that we could feel inside our fish. I feeling a little bony right here. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Can't be good. I never miss a bone on my filet, son.
Section out right here because I feel a little bit of a bone. And I sharpened my knife
Get your hands on my
before I got started here. That's our bone. That's this is the middle of the fish's rib cage here. So near there. Oh, we have a little more bone here. It's gotta just feel your fish. Get intimate. Get personal with your fish. Get intimate.
3, 2, 1, go.
This is where you become diligent in making your meal. if you don't want to be eating the little stem on the end of the green beans, so we're gonna take each little stem.
At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the definition of diligent.
And then now we can either group up our green beans and cut off the ends, or pick them off one by one. I grew up originally in Louisville, Kentucky, and when we grew these actual green beans in my backyard, we'd just sit there with my parents and pick each stem off each green bean. Do it old school. Work for your meal.
Start crying. Keep going.
Now, you're making me crack up now.
Show me how to do this, brother.
Cut 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, there's a big stem. We don't want any stems in our green.
Alright, show me how to do that. I've never done it.
You never want stems. You want the rest of your whole green bean, and you see the brown end right here, and you want to break it off right about there at the top of the green bean.
Gotcha.
And toss it in our bucket of trash. And that's it.
Just pop off.
Simple as that. No stems in the greens. We don't want any stems in the greens.
What about the bottom?
You want it just like bluegrass steak makes it. No stems. Nothing but bluegrass.
On both sides.
No, not both sides. This is see that brown right there. We want the brown. We don't want any brown. That's fine. See, no brown.
Down there?
No brown. No brown downtown. No brown downtown. That green brown.
It seems to be bothering me, so we're gonna just take it off.
That green bean, no brown. It's simple. No brown. See this brown? We want green. Fresh. Everything fresh. Nothing brown. Vibrant colors. We're making a meal to look presentable because we eat with our eyes and our stomachs. What would be nice if we should get another bowl to put the
I'm double picking through that. This seems like a lot of work. It would make you very diligent. Word of the day, folks. Use it, know it, be it, become. Dumb ones are in there. Is that what you got going on? That's a big buckito you got there.
Well, we're gonna use this bucket for other reasons in the future. Did you get pricked by that green bean there?
No, I did not. I just dropped one on your floor. I just thought
There's no 3-second rule in Bern's kitchen.
It's done before it even hits the ground.
This is the most fun part of the meal, is getting it ready. I'm being sarcastic. Actually, the most fun part will be eating it. But hopefully we can help you learn how to make something good to eat for you and your family. And hopefully we'll make it taste good for ourselves. And you'll see what will come up from here. I dropped some food on the floor.
We're gonna eat that bit. We like to catch and release. Some people, when they release the fish, they put them back in the water. They like to do a slow forward and backwards, wiggle to get the blood flowing. I myself, I like to take them and throw them in the cooler. Then I come home and I gut them up and make sure we release them into my toilet about 12 hours from now.
Into your toilet?
Diligence, characterized by steady, earnest, and energetic effort.
While I'm attempting to prepare squash and zucchini, and I always like to use a sharp knife for cutting veggies, so I always like to make sure my knife is nice and sharp. Just simply cut off the ends of each end, and then you can cut it in half, or if you want it to stay longer, you can cut it completely longwise, but we'll just go ahead and cut it in half. Cut it in half again, and then just go down and do your slices. And then you got some nice veggies for stir fry. Real simple. Make sure you don't cut yourself. It's all about halves. Cut it in halves. Keep your knuckles out of the way. This is it's finally gonna get started cooking here. See, I'm going to go ahead and use my non-stick pan for my stir fry. I'm going to use this for my I'm gonna use this for my grouper. Add some olive oil to the pan.
Is that extra virgin?
Extra virgin olive oil, only the best. Bertolli. Thanks to Bertolli for providing olive oil today. And Publix. Publix is a great shopping store. You always get the Cadillac grocery carts when you go to Publix. You go to Walmart, there's always one wheel that's wobbling and doesn't want to move. We're heating up our pans here. I just started the oven, so it's gonna be a second or two here.
First world
My
problems.
ingredients. I'm gonna put my crab cakes at a medium to low heat. My grouper, a little medium high, and then my stir fry. I'm gonna go ahead and get it real hot.
So you're cooking the
You're
cooking the stir fry and the grouper separately initially?
Yes.
Excellent. All right.
Cook. We're using for our veggies, stir fry veggies, and also our camera a little too close there, cameraman. Then we're also using a little garlic butter for our grouper. I haven't put the garlic butter in my pan yet because I do not want to burn the butter. I want to start cooking my grouper first. And we're using Kerrygold garlic and herb butter. Very delicious. I'm also adding some of this butter to my stir fry veggies who I started to cook. This is just your basic non-stick stir fry pan. Oil up my veggies a little bit so they don't stick to each other.
All right, guys. We got our crab cakes on, got our stir fry started. Gonna let those cook down for a bit, add some more stuff to it. And here in about a minute or two, we're gonna add the grouper fillets. It can cook a little faster than the crab cakes do. But you see the gist of it, now you'll get the taste of it. What you got going on there, Bern? All right, guys, we got our grouper flipped. We got our, we're about to flop those, and we're stir frying the stir fry, the Bern fry.
I just flipped my zucchini and squash to the bottom of my pan. Then I put my old-fashioned pizza lid there, pizza pan lid, and from my pan that I got at Ross for $7, my stir fry pan.
We need a ladies' touch. So if you guys would come over here and poot-nan up the poot man, that'd be great.
Drop your towel into it.
Oh, that one's better. All right, roll. Ready? Yeah. All right, guys, we ain't got much to say because I'm about to grub out. This is what it looks like when it's all said and done. This is the best free meal you've ever had. Not free for us, we did go buy the veggies, but you could grow them yourself. Great meal, just took a couple minutes, a few things. Chef Bern didn't disappoint. You guys come along, we'll have a show up every week for you. Next week is clam chowder. We're gonna go get us some fresh clams and show you guys how to do it up. Come back, tell a friend, and watch the next video.
Yeah.
Friday night and I need a fight. A motorcycle and a switchblade knife. And full of grease in my hand feels tight. But what I need to make me tired of those girls, yeah, yeah. Long legs and burgundy lips. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know how to imitate his voice, man. I'd have to practice with him. No, not Dr. Feelgood either. How